Hello, it's been a while. Sir Lancelot and Scamp. When we left off some time back, we were on page 26, and I had just read the part where he knew from the way Scamp's tail wagged that there was a rabbit in the bushes. Suddenly a big jackrabbit jumped out, and Lance went after it. With Scamp running behind, the rabbit ran across the field toward a narrow stream. Lance was so close behind the rabbit that when it came to the stream it could not turn. So it jumped into the water, and Lance leaped across the stream, then turned to look for the rabbit. Suddenly the greyhound was startled by a splash, and he saw Scamp in the water. Greyhounds do not like to swim, but Lance plunged in after Scamp, for he thought his friend was in danger. Spaniels are fine swimmers, so by the time Lance stopped choking and struggling and began to swim, Scamp was standing on the bank, shaking his long wet ears and barking at the greyhound. After this, Scamp often went for a swim on hot days. Lance would stand with his paws in the water, barking anxiously as Scamp swam away from him. When the spaniel came out again, Lance always rushed around joyfully, which delighted little Scamp. Mr. and Mrs. Crawford loved Scamp because he was so bright and lively. He was growing up to be a handsome little dog, too, and they were proud of him. They were amused because Lance thought he had to take care of Scamp, and they liked the big dog, but they did not pet Lance much. One rainy morning, Lance was asleep in the stable when he heard Scamp bark far off in the distance. The spaniel sounded excited, so Lance pushed open the stable door and ran out. The short-haired greyhound did not like rain, but Scamp was calling, so he set off to join him. Across the valley and towards an upland pasture he raced. Soon he saw a flock of sheep running madly around the pasture, with Scamp after them. The spaniel's ears were flying, and he was jumping up and snapping at the lambs. Then Lance saw something else, and he ran faster, for Bob the collie had grabbed Scamp and was shaking him savagely. Lance had always been afraid of Bob, but now he forgot all fear. With an angry growl, he leaped at Bob, who dropped Scamp and turned to fight the greyhound. The collie was defending the sheep, and he thought that Lance was going to chase them. The greyhound was only rescuing Scamp, and now that the spaniel was safe, he did not want to fight Bob. Just then, Mr. Crawford, who had heard the barking, rode up on horseback, and he thought that Lance was the one who had been chasing the frightened sheep. He drove the greyhound away with angry words and then looked at the sheep. "If you have injured one of the sheep, we will have to get rid of you," he told Lance, and then he rode back to the stable. Lance followed him with his head and tail down, but Scamp ran gaily ahead, and Mr. Crawford did not know that the spaniel was the guilty dog. Okay, that's on page 40. And we'll stop there for now, and we'll catch up next time. I hope you have a good day. It's beautiful out. Run and play. Bye-bye.